I returned to Tây to ask my parents-in-law for permission to travel to Cambodia. In search of my husband, I asked my 25-year-old sister-in-law to come to Saigon and look after our children while I was away. But my husband's family strongly opposed the idea. They worried. If I died, who would raise their 8 grandchildren? I pleaded with them, again and again. At last, out of love for her older brother, my sister-in-law agreed. My parents-in-law, though deeply worried, finally fell silent. They could do nothing but sigh. As for my own parents, I did not dare tell them the truth. I couldn't bear to let them know their daughter was about to risk her life. I packed only a few personal belongings, enough money for the journey, and secretly hid several taels of gold on my body. After saying goodbye to my children, I gathered my courage and left, my heart heavy with sorrow. I traveled south through the Mekong Delta, passing Can Tho before boarding a ferry to Chodok along the way. I asked every merchant and traveler I met if they knew the road to Tan Hao. By the time I arrived in Chodok, night had already fallen. It happened to be a major full moon festival at the Temple of the Lady of the Realm. Pilgrims had come from every direction. I overheard several women saying that the Lady of the Realm was especially sacred and answered sincere prayers. I quietly entered the temple, knelt before the altar, and prayed with all my heart. I begged her to protect me on my journey into Cambodia, to keep me safe, and above all, to help me find my husband. That night, I slept on a small towel beneath an ancient tree in the temple courtyard. At dawn, I woke to the sound of roosters crowing, bus horns, and conductors calling out for passengers traveling to Phnom Penh. It was the first time in my life that I had ventured so far from home. People had frightened me with tales of powerful Khmer magic, restless spirits, and the dreaded Khmer Rouge. I was nothing more than an ordinary woman. I had lived through the rise and fall of South Vietnam. I had endured the hardship of life under the communist regime. Now, I was risking everything, not only for myself, but for our 8 children. I wanted us to survive this dark chapter of history. Looking back, I believe those hardships became the stones that sharpened my spirit. They transformed me into a stronger, more courageous woman. After a long journey, the bus finally arrived in Phnom Penh. I felt completely alone. The afternoon sun was already sinking when I wandered into the marketplace, hoping to find another Vietnamese person. Instead, everyone spoke only Khmer, disappointed and frightened. I silently prayed for heaven's help. Then, an elderly man walked quietly over to me and spoke in a low voice. "Are you looking for a place to stay tonight? Come with me. If you remain here, the police may arrest you." He and his wife welcomed me warmly into their modest home. They prepared dinner and invited me to eat with them. Then, the husband gently asked, "Are you trying to escape Vietnam?" Looking into their kind faces, I felt I could trust them. So, I told them everything. His wife prepared a bed for me on a wooden platform. "You should hide your gold inside the hem of your pants," she advised. Then, She handed me a traditional Khmer scarf. "Wrap this around your head. You'll look more like a local." Her husband wrote the address of a relative in Kampong Som on a small piece of paper. "If you cannot find your husband, go to this address. They will help you." My eyes filled with tears, far from home, in a foreign country where I knew no one. Their kindness felt like another miracle heaven had placed in my path.